experience as Cabinet Secretary and the Minister for Information, Cabinet Secretary for Health, have all, in my opinion, ably prepared me for this particular position.
Thank you. I'll invite members to put questions to you, starting with the Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Mr. Tahi Kagwe, now that you're going to be the Minister of Agriculture, we know certain challenges exist in that sector. First, Kenya is a net importer of foods that is capable of producing, like edible oil and rice and wheat. We also know the fact that the average age of a farmer is 65. Yet, our population is highly youthful. If you're approved for this appointment, what strategies will you employ to make agriculture more attractive and profitable to young people so that we can ensure that we have food security in the future? Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. Now, let me just start by the rider that you started with, which is the importance of agriculture in the country. And to say that over the years, the problem that you have alluded to, the issue of food importation, the issue of youth, has been around with us. The framework on which the current agriculture ministry is being run, or is agricultural sector transformation and growth strategy. Mr. Chairman, I want to raise this issue broadly to say the following. First, there has been a misguided notion, I think, over the years that we have all made. And that is to say that the focus, the initial focus of everything in agriculture is production. Mr. Chairman, what we must refocus on in the ASDGS is coming on for review, because it was structured in 2019 and is coming up for review after 5 years. Mr. Chairman, the only way that agriculture is going to be the kind of industry, the kind of structure, the kind of mainstay for our people that we are ever going to construct is if the farmer becomes a central consideration of everything that we do. Mr. Chairman, until and unless the farmer looks at his profit and loss statement and sees that he is making more money than he is spending, we are going to continue having issues of food security. We are going to continue having issues of underproduction of food items, as well as cash crop items, as well as livestock items. So the focus to me, and what we must begin to philosophize about, has got to be, how do we put more money in the farmer's pocket? If we ask ourselves that statement, and I want Mr. Chairman to say that I recall very distinctly that when I was appointed Cabinet Minister for Information, and I tried to figure out how to deal with the many problems that were there, we arrived at one sentence: let's take a telephone and it works. Everything else we do around us must be focused on that issue. Whether we are going to get international gateways, whether we are going to license other players in the market, it is all should be about the concept of a telephone working. Similarly, if we are going to revive agriculture, the only way we are ever going to do it is when the farmer is profitable. When the farmer is profitable, we'll have enough food. When the farmer is profitable, we'll have enough for exports and so on. But no matter how many papers we write, no matter how many debates we have, no matter how much discussion we are going to have, unless and until the farmer looks at his balance sheet and says that income equals price times quantity, we are not going to succeed. So for me, therefore, when we look at the sphere, when we look at the entire agricultural space, then things that we do should go to that. You talked about the youth. Youth today, Gen Zs, millennials, and others, are about one thing if they are going to go to business. It's about profit. It's about making money. No youth is going to go to agriculture because we are urging them to go there. They are only going to go to agriculture if they are going to make money. And the only way they are going to make money is by taking the necessary steps that we have to make in order for agriculture to be responsive to profit making. Now, Mr. Chairman, this is very broad, and therefore you allow me space just to expand a little bit. There are many activities within the agricultural sector that we have to carry forward, that we have to do. For example, just to take youth as an example. In order for us to attract the youth into agriculture, youth have no land to grow food on. A lot of the young people don't have land. So we have to think broadly about how can we afford them land first. There is a lot of land, ADC and other organizations, private sector, land that is lying idle, that is not being used, that we can lease to these people. Now, in order for us to lease land to these people, we have got to make sure that the land, that the use of the land that they are getting is going to be profitable to them. Because that's why, in the first place, they are going to go for that idea. How are you going to do that? Our research organizations must ensure that we have done proper soil analysis. Our seed people must have the correct seeds so that people can plant seeds that germinate, seeds that produce the correct product. We have got to plant the right crops in the right places so that they can grow en masse and produce more per acre. So we have got to use the technology because youth are interested in technology. And also we have to define, when we say that the youth should be involved in agriculture, which part of agriculture are we talking about? Because it is not just about growing to grow crops. For example, tourism in agriculture is being involved in agriculture. You know, you travel all over the world and you see yourself being taken to places where they grow all sorts of things in other nations. We want people to come to Kenya also to see our agriculture. That's an area that can be attractive to the youth. There is fintech and agri-finance. These are the areas that the youth are going to be interested in. So in a nutshell, Mr. Chairman, the business of agriculture has got to be looked at from a profit and loss in order for us to make it worthwhile and in order for us to revive it. Agriculture for the youth must be made cool. It is too ordinary. It's too boring. Youth are not going to go there the way it is structured today. It's got to be something more exciting that involves technology, that involves new ways of doing things, that involves areas in agriculture that we have not quite spent our time on, things like hydroponics, aquaponics. These are areas that they are going to look at. The use of technology means that they are going to introduce new things in agriculture that do not currently exist. What does that mean, therefore? It means that the training that we are going to engage in, working together with the ministries of education, we have to look at the training that we are giving the agricultural sector, the agricultural students. What are we training them in? The future of agriculture is going to be in technology. AI, for example, artificial intelligence, is going to play a very crucial role in the future of agriculture. And if that is the case, are we educating our people, our future farmers, enough to deal with that issue? They are doing it elsewhere. If you go across the world, they will be doing that. So the question is whether we are preparing ours to compete with the best in the world.
Thank you. Majority Leader, I will encourage you, nominee,